Hey everybody! So we are back with this is episode 9. I think this is episode 9. Wow, we've really started to get up there. I feel like sometimes I'm such a poser because sometimes I have a lot to say. I know exactly the lesson or the wisdom that I want to share, but sometimes I just don't. And I feel like I just come here to just talk and to be consistent to what we got going on here. And today is kind of one of those times. Like, I will share some thoughts that I was writing down throughout this week, but for the most part, this is just me like sharing a little bit of my diary and seeing where it takes us. As you can see, we are doing it from the comfort of my bed because this is just what I got for you today. I am barefaced and I'm wearing a pimple patch. Yeah, so now it's actually a good time to plug the pimple patches that I've been using lately. I've been using this brand right here. Not sure if the light is like affecting your ability to see it. But this brand called Maree. Not really sure how to pronounce it, but I have been using their stuff. They have a lot of different products like the under eye patches and everything, but I find that I use pimple patches most because I overall have good skin, but like anybody, I have my moments where I kind of get a little bit of acne every now and then, whether it's stress or hormonal or because I'm not eating or drinking the right things and I'm letting my skin get affected by it, you know? So the pimple patches really help, and again, like I'm wearing one right now. I'm wearing the cloud version. It might be hard to tell, but they have multiple different shapes, which is something I like, and it's very pretty and reflective. They have hearts, they have clouds, they have some other cool shapes and everything too, so I highly suggest them. And if there's a link, however you're listening to this, you should tap it and go try them out. So anyhow, moving forward with the actual episode. This episode is probably called something like Fun Girls Deserve Love or Fun Girls Need Love, something like that, right? Because that's what I've been thinking. Right now, I wouldn't say I'm not feeling the love, but I'm at a point right now where I'm just kind of alone. My boyfriend has this new incredible job where he gets to travel a lot, and that basically just means that I'm home by myself more often. And he's had this job for about a month, so started to get used to it and everything, but I have been feeling a little sentimental at times, because him being away makes me appreciate him a little bit more than I did seeing him every day, naturally, right? I think that sometimes when I get in those little sentimental moments, I just kind of reminisce on how I'm even fortunate enough to miss someone that I care about so deeply, because there was a time in my life where I thought I would be alone forever, and I thought I'd be single forever. And I know that might come off as like dramatic, or like every girl thinks that, and sure, maybe they do if you're one of those girls that really cares about relationships and boys and boyfriends. And yeah, you've probably had this thought before, but I really did, because I had significantly low self-esteem. It was rough during those like high school years where you really want a boyfriend because all your friends have one, and you're a teenage girl and you're watching rom-coms all the time, and you know, there's things like dances and prom and just weekends that you want to spend out with someone that you really like. You know, I was going through those phases alone for the most part, and watching the people around me have at the time, what looked like to be love and attention of a guy or whatever. And I really felt like I would be alone because I didn't have that. No one was looking my way. And the few people that did, I feel like it's weird. I'm trying to recall some of my little moments that I've had because it's so few, but at the same time it seems like a whole nother lifetime ago. I remember I was like semi talking to this guy, right? And when initially he had reached out to me, I wasn't really feeling it. It was just more like, it feels good to know that someone is in my phone because they're interested in me, but this is not really the type of person that I pictured being interested in me or me having an interest in. But you know, it's for the sake of feeling the attention of someone. Maybe I'll entertain it. And other girls do that. A lot of people do that. It's probably not right because you're wasting someone's time, but I also feel like maybe I'll give them a shot because maybe I might feel differently. Maybe something will come out of this. And flash forward, I kind of like fell off of him because I just initially couldn't see it. I felt like I tried it out for a week or maybe 2 weeks, and I was just like, yeah, like this kid is just not doing it for me. I don't know. But then I started to feel really lonely, and then I started to feel sad, like I made this big mistake by letting somebody who seemed genuinely nice and genuinely interested in me just, you know, slip through the cracks because I didn't feel like he was my type. And that made me feel so shallow. So I connected with him again. I was very like transparent and honest about it and the mistake that I felt like I made, and he accepted it and everything seemed like it was fine. But then it went south, like maybe a few days later, maybe a week later. I just know that he kind of did the Uno reverse card on me and basically started to act funny towards me, and I was the one like, hey, you're kind of acting weird, what's going on? And at this point I was very invested because I was telling him about personal matters going on in my life that were very serious and very personal. I was vulnerable and like apologizing and, you know, essentially trying to get this person back who I kind of thought was beneath me a little bit originally. I just felt so weird because I just didn't understand why he was now acting this way towards me. If he tried so hard and he actually wanted me, and now I'm giving it to him, and by it I mean like giving him the attention and the opportunity that he wanted. But long story short, a few days later he just kind of came out and said that he things have changed, and I think he started talking to someone else and whatever, and so that made me really sad because I was at a pretty rough part in life, and I wanted to just feel some comfort and love by someone who was not my family, who was pretty much the people that I was in my predicament with at the time. I guess I just wanted to feel that, and so that I distinctly remember put me at a low place because I thought, man, if I can't even get this guy who I felt like was beneath me and who was begging for me to love me or, want to be with me, then what am I ever gonna get that? Like, if this person just basically curved me and I didn't think that they were good enough for me, what is going on? Like, am I ever gonna find anyone? So, you have those sad thoughts and your friends cheer you up and you move past it, right? And then you find someone else to kind of like or to get involved with, which is what I did. And that was my first time really understanding the concept of people using you for what they want. And long story short, with this guy, he just completely and utterly used me, and that hurt me because when I saw the disgusting way that he basically treated all of these girls, me included, that he was playing, and the way that he was just boasting about it and sharing it like it was a joke and it was whatever, it didn't matter. I was so I was mostly disgusted, but then you also get a little sad too, because it's well, dang, I was sitting here fantasizing a relationship with this person who took me as a fucking joke and for what they wanted from me. It really hurts. That I'm glad I haven't had to experience numerous times in my life, but there are other people that do, and I just know that we don't have to put up with it, but we just do because we want to try. We want to live in that fantasy, that lavender haze where it's going good for a moment and you just want to stay there, or fantasize that everything's going to be great or you're going to get this relationship or whatever it is out of it. This person's going to care about you, and sometimes it just doesn't happen like that. And I was really on the streak of not happening for me. So again, this is where when you're a 17, 18-year-old girl and you have homecoming and prom and all this stuff, and this is happening to you, yeah, it sucks to not feel like anyone wants you. It sucks to not feel like you deserve love. And after a certain point, if you're anyone, or if you're anything like me, you start to let that creep in your mind and really just take over. And that's essentially what I did until I met the guy who would end to be my boyfriend now. And we've been together for almost 3 years, coming up soon. It's crazy, but the way it just happened was just so naturally, and I would love I'd love to write a book about the way that we met and everything that we've been through, because it is very beautiful yet challenging. And if you're an outsider looking in, probably entertaining, but through it all, we've never let go of one another, which is a testament to me finally finding someone who actually really does love me. Because some of the things that we've had to deal with and go through, a lot of guys, and I know this for a fact because guys have left me over less, the things that my boyfriend and I have had to deal with, a lot of guys would not be able to really stick through the storm and hold it down, even if it was for a girl that they really loved. When things like family and opinion and distance come into play, those are big heavy hitters that really divide a relationship and cause rifts. But we've made it through pretty much all of it, and we're just so strong. And it's crazy because I'm saying this to you, right? I'm telling you this, but there's still a part of me that cannot for the life of me grasp the concept that my boyfriend loves me, and it's not anything that he's done, it's completely me. So he'll do something so kind for me, and my mind will be like, wow, why did you do that? And in the back of my head, the logical part will be saying, he did this because he loves you, he's doing this because he cares. But there's just that part of me still that tears myself down and had that you don't deserve love stigma stuck in my head so deeply rooted, that even after nearly 3 years of being with this person who's done so much for me and stuck through so much with me, I still feel like it's kind of weird that someone cares about me enough or loves me enough to do this or to be here in this way. And I don't know, like, you get what I'm saying, right? I'm sure that there are some of you out there who deal with this too, and maybe you can't come full circle with it because you haven't found the right person for you or whatever the case is. But for me, I don't know why I still feel so weird at the thought of somebody loving me. It's crazy, and I don't really know what to do with that. When I have a chance, like, I really got to talk to my therapist, I really got to pray about that, but I don't know. And that's where I feel like every girl, every person deserves to be loved, to know that someone loves you, to know the feeling of what love really is. Real love, whether it's, relationship, real love from a family member, a friend, genuine love. Everybody deserves to know what that feels like. And I think sometimes I just get so confused and uncertain because of some of the unfortunate things that I've dealt with the people in my life that kind of make that area so gray and so hard to understand. I don't know, but it's really not a lesson here that I have, more so just me, again, like sharing thoughts that I've been having in my diary. But I wish that I didn't do this to myself, because I know that I deserve more than this, and I know it's not healthy to really think like that, but sometimes it's just still so hard to grasp the concept that someone actually loves me enough to do some of the things that he's done. And I don't know why I feel weird at the thought of someone doing something nice for me simply because they love me. Things that I don't ask for, things that you just think about and do. It feels so strange, even after all this time. And it's like, why is that? How do I work through that? How do I work through it or be honest about it without making him feel weird or feel like I don't appreciate it when I have an odd reaction to stuff? I feel like overall I do my best. I make sure that he knows I'm very appreciative, and I'm honest with him about those confusing thoughts I have sometimes, and just maybe the reassurance that I need. But other than that, sometimes it's really not much more you can do than to just put in the work to continue those healthy habits so that you don't think like this and you don't feel like that anymore, for the most part at least. But on that note, I've really got nothing else here. I appreciate you sitting and taking the time to listen, and let me know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, have you had a bad history with boyfriends or like situationships, and whatever the case is, like, have you experienced that? And have you ever really felt what real genuine love is? Do you want that from another person, or are you okay by yourself? These are my late night thoughts. I will see you guys next week for episode 10, or whatever episode it is that will be up on next. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you later.